Hey guys, this mustache right here is brought to you by the upcoming release of Anchorman 2: The Legend Continues and Fandango's premier Super Ticket experience. So the Super Ticket gets you an invitation to see the movie a full 2 days early, a copy of Wake Up Ron Burgundy: The Lost Movie, a digital HD download of Anchorman 2, as well as $5 of AMC concession cash. So if you click the link down below or the one on the screen somewhere around here, you can see Ron Burgundy himself introduce the Super Ticket, and make sure to leave a comment with your favorite Anchorman quote to win 2 free tickets from Fandango. So check that out, and we'll get right into the video right about now. Hey guys, so today's video, getting super comfy for this one, is about Xbox One versus the PS4. Everyone's talking about it. I kind of wanted to share some information about the battle, tell you some of my personal opinions, and kind of recommend for you guys what to do. Now, before we start off, I think it's important that I let you know that I do have an Xbox One. I do not have a PS4. I'll get into some of the reasons for that. Some of it has to do with the fact that I am on YouTube making videos for primarily Xbox market, but I'm going to really do my best at making sure this is a very, very unbiased video, very informational, and then the opinions will be based on facts and not just me being a fanboy, for example. So starting off, we'll talk about what you get and what you pay for and things like that. So starting off with the PS4, for $400, you're going to get the console, one controller, an earbud style headset similar to my iPhone 1s, which I cannot find, and all the cables you need to make up all the necessary connections. Now, for an Xbox One, it's going to cost you $500, which is $100 more, which is substantially larger of a price for a lot of people. You're going to get the console, a controller, you're going to get a over-the-ear type headset over one ear, and then just like a strand over the side. And you're going to get the necessary cables as well as the Kinect sensor. Now, if you want to buy the PS4 camera, it's going to be an extra $59.99. Although if you're not into that at all, your Kinect can just sit there in the box and you can sell it, or you can do whatever you want with it. So that's the price difference and what you're getting in terms of difference of an actual product. So before I get into the nitty-gritty of what's inside the consoles, quickly want to touch on the controllers. Obviously, the consoles come with 2 different controllers. They're very different in style and feel. Microsoft's put a ton of money into their controller research and development. I thought it was a waste of money. The adjustments are quite small. Same with the PS4. The controller's not that different from the DualShock 3. Obviously, there are some differences. Don't put that to the side. Although you still have a general Xbox versus PlayStation feel. They both still feel very, very different. And you want to keep that in mind. I have bigger hands. I seem to prefer and always gravitate towards the Xbox controllers. I just like the way they feel. Although I do know quite a bit of people who do prefer their PlayStation controllers for certain games. And they also have different strengths and weaknesses. I find the Xbox controller a little bit better for like FPS, maybe racing, whereas the D-pad's kind of crappy on it. So maybe any games with a lot of inventory or fighting games might do a lot better in the PS4 kind of controller environment. So keep that in mind when you're buying your console. Just as a personal preference, it might make a difference to your purchase. Now moving on to something much more important when making your decision on which console is right for you, those are the games. Now I'm going to completely exclude all multi-platform games and just assume that they're the same. There will be slight differences between them, obviously, but you have to keep in mind that multi-platform games are usually made for the slower console, whichever one it is, so they're going to be the same more or less almost every single time. I'm going to be talking mostly about exclusives. So for the PS4, we have Killzone, Knack, and a bunch of arcade games that came out as exclusive launch titles. And for launch titles for the 360, we have Dead Rising 3, Forza Motorsport 5, Rise, Son of Rome, and also some arcade games. Now, in terms of PS4 exclusive titles that will be coming down the road, we have Drive Club, Infamous, Uncharted, The Last of Us, MLB The Show, Flow, and a whole bunch of smaller exclusives as well that some people may find interesting. There's also timed exclusives between both consoles, so I'm not really counting those. Those aren't really exclusive. Those are just like meh. And then for Xbox One, we have Titanfall coming out in 2014, and then some series are Halo, Gears of War, Fable, Quantum Break, Project Spark, and also some small arcade games like Trials and all that stuff. So those are kind of the difference of games that you might want to play. Now, I'm going to do a recommendations list in terms of 2 different ways you can look at the problem. If you need and absolutely need a console by launch, near launch, or by Christmas, I would personally recommend the Xbox One. Now, why is that? I, at this moment, do not see a reason to buy a PS4 unless Killzone is something you are absolutely interested in and that is something that you need to play. In terms of the launch game lineup, I think there is more variety and more games available on the Xbox One at the moment that will keep you entertained if you need the console right now. Now, looking on a long-term scale, it can be very, very hard to predict. So one thing a lot of the PlayStation people will be telling you, or saying, which is completely true, is that the PS4 is built more for a power, for raw gaming power, and it might prove to be a more long-term console as opposed to how the Xbox One is designed, where it cut a few corners in terms of its performance speeds. So to summarize that, kind of, again, if you need to buy one by Christmas or anytime near Christmas and there's no games that are really pulling you to either side, and you need to buy one, get an Xbox One. There's just more variety there at the time being. But if you're going to go for a long-term approach, wait it out, kind of see what games start coming out and what the dates are that are associating the games. A lot of the games I listed, they're all like to be announced or whatever, which means we don't have any dates other than like 2014 or 2015, so it can be really hard to make a decision based on that. So if I were you, and I wasn't me who has to, well, I don't have to, but I got an Xbox One to help entertain my little subscriber base here, I would personally go for waiting it out and then seeing if PS4 is right for you or seeing if the Xbox One is right for you. Now, obviously, they also have a lot of different softwares. So right now, something that PS4 offers is the ability to use Twitch TV. That's coming later on in 2014 for the Xbox. The Xbox has the ability to watch Twitch TV. I think that's coming on later in the PS4. If you're very into watching live television and using your Xbox as an all-in-one console, then maybe the Xbox is right for you. It integrates television and stuff like that into it. And the Kinect is also useful for like using voice commands if that's something you're into. If you're into like watching movies and saying like Xbox pause, instead of using a remote, that's something that could be used. The PS4, it has a lot of plus sides as well. You know, it has a free PlayStation account you can make to play games online, whereas for Xbox, you need to pay for Xbox Live. There's a lot of small, subtle differences. So if you are not in a rush to buy and play any of the games that are launch titles, wait it out. Even a lot of the games like Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts, they're more or less the same on the 360 and PS3 as they are on the next-gen consoles. Unless you're playing on a PC, those differences are kind of small, and unless you're a true gamer and really care about it, you've probably already made up your mind. If you are, I just suggest waiting it out for now. Hopefully you guys agree with me. Make sure to leave me your comments. I'm sure you guys will have a ton of opinions and a ton of things to tell me about that I either said wrong or that you disagreed with. So if we can all stay civil in the comments, let me know what you thought. Let me know what your choice of consoles is and what you're currently playing, and if you're waiting it out or if you've already made that decision for yourself. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those are the 3 things that help my channel grow, and let me continue making videos for you guys. So, as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.